Hey, yo, this day one of my senior project. I just got the saxophone. That's G, A, B, and now C. All right, and now D. This day two of practice, I've still just been practicing the same notes. I'm like,
Making a jazz song seems like it'd be pretty easy, right? Wrong. I love jazz and I always have, and I thought it would be cool to make my own song, which inspired this project. My objectives were to learn saxophone, obviously, since I always liked the sound of saxophone in jazz songs, and also learning more jazz theory, since I had a basic idea of seventh chords and the basic triads, basic piano stuff, but I wanted to learn more of what makes jazz jazz. So I obviously did some research on YouTube and sat down and let the music take over when I played on the piano. Another objective was to push the limits of the digital audio workspace that I used, since it limits me a lot, but I want to test those limits and see how far I can go and how much I can do with those limits that are holding me back. And in the middle of all of this, I had a trip to Guatemala.
I'm currently in Guatemala, and it's been kind of hard since I don't have my saxophone on me. But I've been taking a look at jazz, like performances, like saxophone mostly, like either whatever, YouTube, TikTok, just doing research, listening to jazz music as well to get an idea of how it sounds like, and just to get familiar with the sound and how it should sound, you know.
I practiced and practiced. I also signed up for classes at East Bay, but sadly I didn't film any of my lessons. But I was given assignments every week, such as playing the chromatic scale and doing multiple exercises that could help me gain confidence and more familiarity with how to freestyle and solo in jazz. I also went to Martin's house and played piano. Yeah, that probably sounds really bad, but that's how the chromatic scale sounds. And this is just me practicing what my saxophone teacher left me to do. And I couldn't do it at first, but as the weeks went by, I was able to gain familiarity and do it more smoothly. After all this practice, I felt confident enough to take my saxophone to school and freestyle with Mr. Hoffman. After this experience, I felt more confident in what I was doing, because I felt lost at some point, and I felt like giving up. But this helped a lot and helped me keep going. As I neared the end, I felt like the project was lacking. I felt like the piano didn't sound good. I didn't record any saxophone. I just kept freestyling over the chord progression. But I played the piano digitally, since it was really hard to mix the Martin piano mix. But I figured everything out by the end. And this is me recording the final take of the saxophone freestyle. I had to do numerous takes, and it took so long. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Well, okay, not entire life, but musical career. And after 113 recordings, I finished. I started doing the final takes at around 6, and I finished at 10:30, which was really tiring, but I managed to finish the mixing. I listened like 30 times and added a bunch of layers so it doesn't sound empty. I kept listening and listening for the mixing. I can't stand the mixing. This is me reviewing the mixing. And after a while, I decided to upload it on DistroKid so it could be released to the public. The learning stretch for me wasn't just learning saxophone. I gained an appreciation for the genre of jazz. It also helped me with personal issues such as patience. I gained patience learning saxophone under pressure. I also found new artists, jazz artists, obviously. I learned more of the jazz theory. Something cool that I learned was tritone substitution, which was really helpful during this process. And now the moment you guys all been waiting for, I will show you guys my jazz project.